Hi, and welcome to another 3ABN Today program. We're the Micheff sisters.
I'm Linda. I'm Brenda.
And I'm Cinda. We have a special program for you today.
We do.
We're going to give you a little taste of South Africa.
In fact, we're wearing something pretty special too.
Exactly. we just got back from South Africa, and so we actually got these there.
So these are authentic, the real thing.
That's right.
And we're lucky because it was a one-size-fits-all.
Of course, with our outfits, it's one size fits all anyways.
All of us anyway.
We have some amazing food for you today. The first one that we're going to show you is going to be my 3abn's spinach salad. Oh, this is fantastic.
It is. It absolutely is.
And we have South African potato salad.
Of course, you know I'm going to like that.
That's right. And we have some jungle stew, and you might notice we also brought some souvenirs back with us, and there's some, we brought a little bit of the jungle to you too.
That's right. And vegetable putu pap.
Oh, now that one's a hard one to say, isn't it?
That's right.
But I do love that.
That's right.
Well, we have safari baked beans.
That's right. And also sweet potato fritters. I know they like a lot of sweet potatoes there, and I love sweet potatoes.
Oh, I do too. But first, we're going to be blessed by a song from Angela Bryant Brown, Tell Me.
God, you are amazing. Tell me how a bumblebee flies with wings so tiny and thin. And tell me how a tiny ant carries its weight times 10. Then tell me how a hummingbird hums while suspended in the air. Then tell me why man won't receive that God is really there. Tell me how the April showers fall fresh from the sky. Then tell me how the springtime flowers blossom right before the eye. And tell me how in all its splendor the rainbow stretches far. And tell me why men won't believe in the creator of the stars. Tell me who is he that created man and breathed his life within. Then tell me who is he that gave his life to free mankind from sin. Tell me who is he that spoke the words and calmed the angry sea. If not God, then tell me who could it be? Tell me who is he that spoke the words and calmed the angry sea? If not God, then tell me who could it be? Oh, tell me how the thunder claps and lightning streaks across the sky. Then tell me how the seasons change without a cue from you or I. Then tell me how the massive waters stay within their boundaries. Then tell me why men won't believe the one who died for you and me. Tell me why.
Thank you, Angela, for that beautiful song.
That's right.
I want to show them something right away because I actually got a hat to go with my outfit. And the lady who got me, who actually made this hat, she told me that you could only wear this hat if you're married.
And you're married, so you
and
can
so
try
I'm
it
married,
on.
so I can wear it. So I don't know how they keep these on their heads, though, but anyways.
It's beautiful.
It's kind of cool, isn't it? Don't you think that's kind of cool?
It is cool.
I think you kind of go like this. Oh, well.
Yep.
Anyways, I just thought that was kind of cool.
I think it is, too.
The first recipe we're going to do today, well, you know, first we should tell them a little bit about South Africa.
I think so, too. Don't you? Because you guys want to know, don't you, why we're dressed in these beautiful outfits. And we had the most awesome experience in South Africa.
Oh, and we met the most wonderful people. I mean, they were so...
From the start, when we first landed at the airport, well, actually, before we even got out there, we ran into somebody that we knew. We were going into the ladies' room. We heard somebody said, "Hey, Micheff sisters, stop!"
We're in Johannesburg.
Yeah, and we turned around, and it was Elder LeClaire Litchfield.
We just call him Litch.
Yeah, Litch.
And that was really an interesting experience that we had there. But everyone in South Africa was just so hospitable. I don't.
Right.
We always talk about Southern hospitality. Let me tell you what, Southern African hospitality you can't beat anywhere. It was incredible.
Well, when we came out to the airport, there was a big sign, and Hanu and Darika and Danae were all there as a welcoming committee.
Big huge sign out here, the Micheff sisters.
They welcomed us not only with the sign, but they welcomed us with big
open hugs. Yeah.
That was really nice.
I mean, it's awesome. We loved them from the moment we met them.
In fact,
right.
we have a picture of Hanu that
We've got several pictures. Why don't we just show them now?
Okay,
Can we
Hanu.
do that?
Our first one is when we
first
arrived at the camp meeting site, and that's Hanu Becker, and he was just so sweet, and his wife Renee. Oh, she was just
wonderful.
So precious.
And that was our first thing we saw when we got to the campgrounds. We were there to do quite a few things. We were there to take care of the children's divisions. We were in charge of that for the morning part. And that picture right there that you're looking at was taken in front of the youth tent, and where we were doing the children's programs.
Right. And then our next slide. Is we did several concerts while we were there, and this is during one of our concerts.
In the main auditorium.
Which they have about 7,000 people at their camp meeting.
That's right. And I loved how they decorated, too. Did you see how the crown is in the background there? I thought they did a good job on that. And I think we should introduce them to some of our new friends, because these are Eddie, who is in charge of the children's department for their conference, the Transvaal Conference, is next to Linda. And then I hope I say her name right, but Hertie was doing some translation for us in the Afrikaans.
And then we had our friend Sandy Miller, who went on the trip with us.
That's right.
And she was just incredible.
She's there in the yellow.
Doing a lot of things with children's ministries and helping in every way she can. We just love her.
Right. And the lady in the middle here, her name is Theta, and she worked. She just did amazing things. We did a cooking demonstration.
That's right.
And she organized making of all the samples and setting up all our trays and getting all the food.
She worked really hard.
She worked really hard. And her husband, Tim, he's got the beard there. And he took us on our safari. Well, both of them did. And he was just this...
so fun.
Sweetheart. He was a sweetheart.
And then next to me in the picture, and in between Cinda and I, is our good friend Lauren Nelson, who was also one of the speakers over there for the camp meeting.
Right. And he went on the safari with us. And
he's a good friend. And he's also our sister-in-law Tammy and our brother Kenny.
He
works for him, so that's their boss. So we had to tease him about that. And we had such a wonderful time. And also, Theta, just wanted to mention, is in charge of health ministries for the conference.
She is
South
so
African
precious.
And we had such a good time in fellowship. I mean, he just
Pastor Stephen Bohr.
Became like family to us. And
we loved him.
Sandy felt the same way too. All
That's
of us.
right.
We just loved him.
He's so fun. I think so many of us have heard him, Pastor Bohr, preach on 3ABN, and he's an amazing speaker. The messages God gives him. But I think think probably most people don't know what a fun personality he has.
You know what I really liked about him? He was so down to earth.
Yes.
I mean, he does not put on airs at all. He is just, I mean, just
the real thing.
The real thing.
He's the real deal.
Jesus.
Yes. Yes.
And that just shines out. Yes.
It shines.
He really does. And then after the camp meeting was over, we actually stayed with these precious friends, and then they had an incredible house.
Wow.
Absolutely.
And that's Dorica sitting down on the couch.
In the black.
In the black with the red. And then her mother, we just call her Grandma, and she's sitting on the couch. And then in the green behind her is Dorica's daughter, Danae. And oh my goodness, they just couldn't.
They rolled out the red carpet for us.
What a wonderful cook Dorica is.
You know, we're taking them all back in our hearts.
I know.
I mean, they're just so precious.
They're friends forever, really, really, truly like family. And last but not least, we don't want to forget.
We cannot forget
this photograph to show you. Eve is the conference president's wife, Eve Bota. And let me tell you, she is just like one of our sisters. We just dearly love you, Eve. If you're watching this program, we want you to know thank you for everything. And
not only us was it that loved her so much.
Yes,
everyone. Even the children ran up to her on the campground, you know, the grounds where we were, and just hugged her.
Yes.
And she took time for every single person that came up. She gave them her full attention.
Her husband, Chris, is the conference president of the Transvaal Conference.
She's beautiful on the outside, and she's beautiful on the inside.
Yes.
And I think that's the most precious thing. You know, she's just a beautiful person.
She gives from her heart.
We love you, Eve.
And she took care of us. Anything we needed, she made sure that we were taken care of. You know, anything that at all. And it was.
And we learned some new phrases. I love to hear her talk.
Yes.
Well, you girls are spot on. See, Eve, I remembered that.
Whenever we were right about something, she'd say, well, that is spot on. And I was like, we were like, is that a good thing? We hope so. And then she told us about what that meant. I thought that was pretty good.
Oh. Well, the first night that we were there, it was pretty special.
Yes, it was.
It was.
We were introduced to the cook. She came and introduced herself to us.
The cook for the camp meeting.
The cook for the camp meeting. And then she came over and she said, you know, she took us over to see her kitchen. And when we got there, there was a great big pot of, what was it, sisters?
Some type of stew. Some type of stew it was.
But did it add some kind of soy meat in it or something, or gluten or something?
They have different types than we can get over here.
Anyways, it was delicious.
And we were all hungry anyway, so we see this, and I go, oh, I go over, they went, what's cooking? She goes, oh, would you like to taste it? Like, hint, hint, hint. Yes. And it was absolutely delicious.
Oh, but you know, she really specialed us because we didn't have time to go to the cafeteria and eat.
No.
And so she would have her staff bring us our meals in our room. And what I'm going to make for you right now is one of the things she brought us, and it is so good.
In fact, we liked it so much, and when we told her, she made it for us twice.
Right, that's right. And so that's why I named it.
So thank you, Joan.
I named it after the camp meeting, which is the Sedaven camp meeting, and so that's why I named it Sedaven spinach salad. But I do have to say something, Joan, I really, really appreciate this because she usually makes it with raw onions, and she left them out for me.
And me.
Because I think she knows by now, I think the world knows by now
that we don't like raw onions.
I can't eat raw onions. And so, thank you. And it was so good.
Well, sis, why don't you read the recipe for him?
Okay. For this recipe, you will need 7 cups of fresh spinach chopped, 1½ cups of frozen corn thawed, 1 red or orange bell pepper seeded and finely chopped, and then for the dressing, you'll need 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 teaspoons of fresh squeezed lemon juice, and ½ teaspoon of vegetable seasoning. It's pretty simple, isn't it?
I love recipes that are that simple, that are easy to make, don't you?
And that it doesn't take long to put it together. You can do it. I imagine you don't make this up ahead of time. So you
but you know what? We had some left over that we saved, and I did eat the next day that was delicious.
That's true. I did too.
Yeah, so it's good.
we're going to start with fresh spinach, and make sure that you wash it really good, because spinach has a sometimes it'll have sand, you know, kind of on the leaves. So you really want to make sure you wash it good. And then I've started cutting it up, but I take scissors. I have a pair of shears that I only use in the kitchen, and so you just get a big bunch of this spinach and squeeze the water out of it, and then just start cutting. And you don't have to be really even, and
but you make sure you don't hit your fingers.
Right. Yes, you don't want any little fingernails in there. No. And I just kind of cut it up, and it's okay to add the stems. And then if you see it, just reach in like that with your scissors, and you can get that part.
And sis, another reason too to make sure that your spinach is washed good, because a lot of times you can get prepackaged spinach, and it's not always washed, you know, in the best places, and you don't want to get E. coli or anything like that.
Exactly.
So that's really important. What you said is really important.
Right. If
rinse it really well.
Right. If you get spinach that's already prepackaged and it says it's been triple washed, still wash it.
Exactly.
I mean, really good under
running
any
water.
Of the lettuce
under running water.
Right.
I do that with any packaged lettuces or greens.
Right. It's always good just to be safe, and I also think that just also helps freshen it. You know,
right.
Just,
I do too.
know, crisp it up.
Now
good.
see, I'm just kind of going like this, and just to cut it up a little bit, and so it's not real. You don't have to get real precise. Would be nice if you left it in the bowl, but you don't have to get real precise. And then you can add, this is corn, and I actually put this in the microwave for just a minute, but you could also put it in, put it on the stove for not even, just dip it into boiling water and then take it out, because you don't have to cook it a lot. You can just
could they use canned corn, or if they wanted?
I like the flavor better of frozen or fresh corn. And if you're using fresh corn, then you'll need to put it in the boiling water for about 3 minutes. And then
do you want me to cut the peppers up?
Yes. Can you finish the rest of those? Because I was going to do that in little chunks. And then use orange and red. You can mix them, or you can just use one or the other. I prefer the red because you get. I'm going to let Linda say this because she's going to tell you anyway.
Plate like a rainbow, because if you have a lot of colors on your plate of all the wonderful colors that God has made, you will be getting good nutrition.
All right, we got that out of the way.
I was thinking of that, and so look at these beautiful colors in here. Look at this. And so that's why you want to use some of the red. And then I toss it just a little bit, and then, thanks sis, go ahead and dump them in.
You know what I was surprised at when I ate this? I was surprised there was any oil at all in this recipe, because it didn't taste greasy. It wasn't.
Because you don't,
there's not a lot.
She just has a little bit. And that's what I'm going to do here. Here, sis. I'll give you dish duty. This is just the tablespoon. And I like the extra virgin olive oil. I like the flavor that it gives. And this is fresh squeezed lemon juice.
And I love that.
And I love that. And then this is just an all-purpose vegetable seasoning. Which I'm going to need that. And I mix this up, and you can put it in a shaker if you want, but there's not very much on it, so I just mix it up. And then just drizzle it over the top like this.
And you can see for that amount of salad, there isn't a lot of dressing on there.
No.
It's not a lot of oil.
And then you just want to toss it like this. And that is it.
And it's delicious.
Oh, it is.
And
so
not only
good.
delicious, but nutritious.
And it's good for you.
Oh. Well, we have a lot of recipes that are going to be good for you.
One thing that is really popular is potato salad. Potato salad is very popular in South Africa.
It's like one of the staples in South Africa.
It was like every meal almost. There was,
I dearly love potatoes.
That's right. And Linda, you made a potato salad. Why don't you read the recipe
All
for
right. For the South African potato salad, you'll need 4 cups of potatoes, diced and cooked, a half a cup of fresh carrots grated, a 1/4 a cup of fresh chives chopped, 1/4 cup of tofutti sour cream, 1/4 a cup of veggies, a half a teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of onion powder, and a half a teaspoon of seasoned salt. You will also need 1/8 a teaspoon of turmeric, And for garnish, 3 grape tomatoes and 1/8 a cup of fresh parsley chopped for garnish. This is also an easy potato salad. And you can actually make this the evening before. And you cook your potatoes. And if you have good friends, like our friend Don Ross was at our house, and him and my husband peeled all the potatoes.
Oh, that was nice.
That was
Yes,
nice. Thank you.
I know. I mean, it's just so neat. I think I just appreciate it so much. I'm going to put some carrots in it. And I noticed they didn't have a lot in it. I just put this for color, and I put chives in it. I don't have any chives here, and I'm going to actually leave them out. But what you can put in is the scallions if you want to, or the chives. But I'm going to leave them out today. I'm just going to show you the pretty color. And
You're doing that for us, aren't you?
Yes, I'm doing it for you.
So we can taste it, because none of us like raw onions.
That's right. And so we're going to do like that, and then I'm going to put my Vegenaise, and if you want to just use Vegenaise or your favorite soy mayonnaise, that's fine. Or if you don't have that, you can use a low-fat mayo.
And is that sour cream?
This is tofutti.
Better than sour cream.
And I'm going to put the onion powder, just mix it right on top. And I'm going to put
And if you can't
salt.
find the tofutti sour cream, you could use a low-fat sour cream.
That's right. And I'm going to put a little bit of turmeric, which I got too much in there, I think, and some seasoned salt.
It'll make it a pretty color.
That's right.
Okay, and I'm going to mix it up right in the middle there so that before I mix it in with my potatoes.
Just to blend your seasonings.
Just to blend
with
the seasonings, because that way you know that the seasonings are going to, you know,
be evenly distributed.
Evenly distributed. Thank you, sis.
You're welcome.
Okay.
You're good.
Do you know, my husband, if he's home from the hospital, he always helps me cook. Always.
My husband helps. In fact, he says he likes his fried potatoes better than mine. Because, see, I make mine with hardly any oil, and so once in a while he'll make his the way he likes it. So.
Well, I did a large dinner for my son just graduated. David just graduated from Southern, and I did a large dinner for him. And so Joel peeled potatoes for 50 people for me.
That was sweet.
He does. He helps me all the time.
Well, you know, this is all you have to do. Chill it. If there's something else that you like in it.
Chill? Okay.
No, not
Oh,
that.
wait. I got to chill out. Hey. I'm chilling.
No, not that kind of chilling.
Oh.
Put it in the refrigerator, and like I said, I make it the night before because I do like all the flavors just to seep in it. So go ahead and make it the night before, and then it's all ready for your supper the next day.
Okay.
And if you want celery in it, you can put celery. But I noticed that the potato salads that we had in South Africa were very simple. I didn't even see any with carrots in it. I just put that in because I love the color. So you can do that with the scallions and to make it look good. Your favorite vegetable, and that's it. And you just garnish it with
I probably
tomatoes.
shouldn't make this the night before.
Why?
Because it wouldn't last till the next day.
If it's got potatoes in it, then it's going to be eaten.
And we'll show you the finished one right here that we've garnished with a little tomato flour and it's all
and
good.
So that's really pretty, sis.
That's right. I like that, too.
So what's our next recipe?
The next recipe is...
Uh-oh. We got to get ready.
What's the matter?
Because she's taking us to the jungle, and I'll protect you from the wild animals.
All right. Read the recipe.
Let's feed them her stew.
It's my jungle stew. Let me read the recipe for you. You will need 8 cups of water, 1 medium onion, 1 cup of celery, 1 cup of corn, 4 cups of sweet potatoes, 1½ cups of tomatoes, 1 cup of peas, 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1 tablespoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 teaspoon of chili powder, 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, and 2 tablespoons of cornstarch for your slurry, as well as 1/4 cup of cold water. Now that's really, this is easy to make, but let me just put everybody's mind at rest right now. There is nothing from the jungle in the stew. I just want to make sure that you all know that there's nothing from the jungle in there. It's all veggies and it's all good for you. To tell you the truth, I was just trying to come up with a creative name for it. And can I give this away? She named it. I said, sis, I don't know what to call them. What's a good African-sounding name, you know, that we could put on this?
I mean, you know, what's more African than the jungle?
How about jungle stew? I said, hey, works for me.
I would also like all of you to notice the colors. Red.
Not twice
green,
in one program, please.
Yellow and orange.
And you know what? I love sweet potatoes as much as I love white potatoes.
I love potatoes, period, too, yeah. So, sis, if you will crank that up and just on high, you're cranking it up, all right.
How long do you want it cranked?
Just turning it on would be good.
Oh, okay. You said crank. Did she not say crank? I mean...
Okay.
And I just a special thanks to our friend Jim Petz who works here. He gave us this tool, the tool for us. So we're going to keep it here at our 3abn apartment. And isn't this neat? It's a kind of a scooper and a spatula all at once.
Oh,
right?
wow.
And that was very nice.
And
Thank you, Jim.
He's so sweet.
Heat resistant. He helps us every time we cook. He carries our groceries in. He gave us his personal cell phone number and said, when you get close, call me and I'll help you carry everything in. And that was so nice because we come in at night sometimes, late at night, whatever, and he stays. He chops all the onions, which he did right now. He chopped these onions too.
And our husbands appreciate it.
Yes, they do. So thank you very much, Jim. Okay, we're going to put those onions in there. Sorry about that, sis. I'm going to give you this super duper scraper there.
All right.
All right. And now put the celery in there.
Put the celery in. Go ahead.
I think she thinks it's a sepulcher or something.
No! Okay.
I like this. It works good.
How about you put this in? Here you go.
No. I have the scepter.
All right, there you go. Well, this is for you to scrape it out with.
There you go. I can do this with one hand behind my back.
Yes, you did too.
I'm pretty talented.
Okay. All this is so easy to do. All you're going to do is just, here's this.
Get it all. Mom's watching.
I was just getting you to pick up the bowl. Did you see how easily I did that? And there's tomatoes.
Go ahead.
She's going to... Okay, and then we're going to have all our spices. And I'm just going to dump them all in there, and the chili powder, and the cumin, and the
Here's a little bit of
powder.
tomatoes.
Oh,
I
you
like
got that?
curry powder.
And then what is this? I've got 2 things of salt. Well, I know I don't want 2
Well, you
things
know
of
why?
salt.
Because salt to taste, and they wanted to make sure you had enough.
All right, well, that's good. And then you're just going to put all of this in here.
All right, don't forget the sweet potatoes, because that's my favorite part of this.
And beautiful color.
And I chunk it up. I like a stew to me, if any kind of stew is chunky to me. I like the chunks.
And my husband does too. Whenever I make a soup even, my bowl will have mostly broth and a few of the vegetables in it, and Joel's has hardly any broth at all, and it's all the vegetables.
All the vegetables. I love a good stew. But while this is cooking, I just wanted to share with you, we've talked a little bit about what we did at the Sedaven camp meeting, and one of the things that we had just a wonderful time ministering to the children there, and the kids were so awesome. We just fell in love with the kids. It was a packed tent. I think on Sabbath we had almost 1,500 kids there, and just so enthusiastic.
They were loved to be there, and what they really loved, they loved to sing.
Yes.
Oh,
They loved the Bible stories, because we've acted them out in kids' time, and they've seen that. Well, they loved it acted out there.
Right.
And it was, and I remember with the last one of the
We brought costumes with us.
Yeah,
we brought Bible
costumes, and one of the little boys said, "Oh, I love the one about the flood."
Well, Linda and I we didn't have a microphone, and I actually lost my voice at the last day because we got so enthusiastic
and animated.
I know you find that hard to believe, because I'm the quiet and shy sister, but we got so animated and so loud that I lost my voice. Which my husband didn't think was a bad thing.
But what was really good is that she didn't lose her voice before we had a chance to sing. They had we did concerts in the evening, as well as we did kids programs in the morning. We did cooking in the afternoon, cooking demonstrations, and in the evening we had concerts. And one of the highlights for me of the trip as well, the camp meeting, was our new friend Marina organized an incredible event. It's kind of like the Voice of Prophecy homecoming programs that just incredible talent. I'm telling you, there is some incredible musical talent in South Africa.
Just some beautiful
It was
stuff.
Unbelievable. And we were so honored, really, and privileged that they invited the Micheff sisters to come and sing with them.
And to be a part of their group.
That's right. And Marino couldn't have been sweeter and more precious. And we were up there being a part of that. That was an awesome experience. I know for you guys, too.
It was.
It really was. And there's a song that we sang, the very last song that we sang at the program.
Jerusalem.
It just gave you chills. I mean, you sat there and listened to it, and you just, I wanted to hear it again. In fact,
and we did an encore.
The audience wanted to hear it again, and so the
we did it as an encore
together sang it. I mean,
in fact, if you wanted that, I'm sure you could write to the Transvaal Conference and say you wanted a video of that program,
right?
And you could get it.
Every singer that was a part of that program, everybody did that one song together, and it was
incredible.
Oh, it made you want to go home to heaven.
Oh, it was, and that was such a part. So, Marina, I want to tell you that we love you, and we're looking forward to being neighbors with you in heaven. Well, sis, this is just got to cook like this. When it finishes cooking, we're just going to make our slurry, which it's not ready for that now, so I won't make it right now, but it's already been done for you, so I'm going to show you what the finished one looks like right over here, and I've just garnished it with a couple of scallions that I got a little creative with, and
I think that's
tomatoes.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you, and you serve that over rice, which I forgot to put the rice there, didn't I?
Oh, well I got some rice right here.
And we just happen to have, and I like brown rice, and there you go. So we have some brown rice right there, and you just serve that stew right over the rice. Absolutely delicious. And you know what goes wonderful, sis, is your baked beans.
My safari baked beans.
Every morning. I was surprised because we don't typically, it's not usually something we think of for breakfast in America is baked beans, but they had it every morning for breakfast.
Right.
My husband and I like the baked beans for breakfast too, but I love a baked bean sandwich.
Oh, I do too.
Those are good. Those are very good. We had them when we were kids.
We
Mom
did.
and Dad used to put them in our lunch.
Sis, why don't you read the recipe for me?
Okay, I'll do that. You will need 1/4 cup of onions, 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 3/4 teaspoon of curry powder, 1 teaspoon of sea salt, 1/2 teaspoon of fresh garlic, 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, and 2 tablespoons of pure maple syrup. You will also need 2½ cups of navy beans, 2 cups of great northern beans, 3½ cups of tomato sauce, 1/4 cup of fruit sweetened ketchup, and 1/2 cup of water.
Well, one thing that this dish is named after is safari. We went on a safari.
Yes, we
did.
Yes, Tim and Theta took us on a safari. And
I see something.
we saw, what were some of the animals we saw?
We saw giraffe.
Giraffe.
We saw a rhinoceros.
A lion.
That lion was growling.
I loved it because the lion, there was a male and female lion, and the female was kind of upset because we were like invading her territory, and so the male lion got up and stood up and just started roaring. It was awesome. I mean, and it was like right on the side of the road. Oh, it was awesome.
We saw elephant and
rhinoceros, zebras.
Yeah, all kinds of animals. But one thing was so funny is we were going to where we were going to stay, and it was like it had a thatched hut that we were staying in. And when we were going to go in, there was a monkey out there, and he had been in the garbage, and he was eating something, and he wouldn't let Brenda pass him, and she was kind of blocked, and Brenda was like, "Oh, help!
It was so funny because every time
Brenda... It wasn't funny. I was so scared. But first of all, I think you all realize by now I'm not the animal person, the camper. And actually, I wanted to stay and go shopping and for souvenirs while they went to the safari. And they talked me and said, "No, sis, you have to go on the safari."
You have to go on the safari.
We weren't even there 10 minutes, and this monkey was attacking me.
It wasn't attacking her.
Well, Well, she's tried to walk past it, and then the monkey just went, oh, like that.
You know what? The truth is,
I
Brenda,
screamed bloody murder.
You should stop she was trying to take the banana right out of the monkey's hand. She was hungry. You can't take the banana from the monkey, sis.
I was scared to death, but we had such a good time.
It was,
and can I just tell you guys, I'm glad you talked me into going on the safari.
See, it was neat.
It really was. It was awesome. And you know what was one of the funnest things for me about the safari? When we took the night safari. When we went out at the night safari, and we were all in the back of all of us.
Sandy Miller, and
the three of us,
and Pastor Lauren
Nelson. And that, I got to tell you, Pastor Lauren Nelson, he's actually the vice president of the Michigan Conference of 7th Adventists and the ministerial secretary. That man is a riot. He is so funny.
He's so much fun.
He loves Jesus. He does.
He said we kept him laughing. Now, I don't know how we did that.
I think Sandy was laughing pretty good, too.
But it was fun, and that night safari was awesome.
Yeah. It was awesome. And so that is what inspired the safari beans.
One more thing, real quick, before you start your recipe. I just wanted to say a very special thank you to this, the Transvaal Conference, who sponsored and treated us to that safari.
That's right.
That was so awesome. We want to thank you very, very much.
It was awesome.
It really was.
And a special thank you to Theta and Tim for driving us all over
And didn't you love the love between Theta and Tim?
I know. We were driving along, and they were trying to figure out which way to go, and he said, I think I'll go this way. And she said, oh, that's simply brilliant, darling. And I said, oh, Theta, you've taught me so much. I'm going to go home and say that to my husband, and he's going to love it. Every time he does something, I'm going to say, honey, that was simply brilliant.
I know, and she would go, darling, would you like me to come and sit up front with you? And he said, it would be an honor, darling. I would love
it. Well, sis, is this on?
I'll turn it on.
All right.
I can do that.
Well, we're going to have some safari beans, and we're going to put just a little bit of olive oil. And since I did pre-cook these, but we are going to cook them a little bit more, these onions.
You can't cook them too much. Except, I really don't like caramelized onion. No. Because it gets a whole different flavor. So I take that back. You can cook an onion too much.
Okay, and here is some garlic.
I love fresh garlic.
Garlic's good for you.
It is.
You don't make any friends, but it's good for you.
Just have some good mint, Sandy.
And then I'm going to put my curry powder in here, and you can stir that around.
Yeah, you know what our brother Kenny always says? If someone offers you a mint, always take it.
Do you know, I noticed how you put your spices right in there at the oil. So my friend Marie grew up in India. My friend Marie Macri, she's a very close friend of mine, and she actually was teaching me about Indian cuisine and taught me some wonderful Indian dishes. And she taught me how putting the spices in the oil first enhances the flavor.
I always do that because you can smell it. It will make your dish so much more fragrant.
Right.
That's right.
But we learn a lot from our friends, don't we?
We sure do. And it's fun to make new friends around the world. The ones we made in South Africa will carry with us forever.
Oh, I know.
We had so much laughter and fun. And
there we go. Okay, fruit sweetened ketchup I'm going to add, and that's just, you can eat, if you don't have that, then get a low sugar ketchup, which I can do too. But this is just like sweetened with some apple juice, and so, in fact, I think there's a recipe in our second cookbook for it. We're going to add some pure maple syrup, my husband's favorite, and some onion powder. Sis, you're doing a good job, both of you guys.
Well, and I'm on dish here.
You know, I bet that lion would have liked this.
Yeah, I bet he would.
That's probably why he was roaring so much.
He's
going to give me some of those big bags.
I don't think so. That was, I'm putting two kinds of beans in here, navy and Great Northern.
I love beans.
You don't have to bake these beans. Just let them simmer for like 15, 20, sometimes a half hour. I let them simmer. And then you just serve them.
Just like this.
Just like that.
And this is served on one of the platters that we actually brought back from Africa that is hand-painted over there. Isn't that beautiful?
Well, you know what? I have a dish for you.
I want to hear you pronounce this one.
Vegetable putu pap.
Hey, you did good, sis.
You did.
Why don't you read the recipe?
Let me read the recipe for you. For this, you will need 3 cups of white cornmeal, 8 cups of water, 1 14-ounce can of creamed corn, 2 teaspoons of salt or to taste, and 2 teaspoons of margarine. 2 medium zucchini, 2 medium yellow squash, 2 cups of green beans, 3 carrots, 1 medium onion, 1 large sweet potato or butternut squash, 2 cups of water, 2 tablespoons of Micheff's chicken-style seasoning, 2 cups of spaghetti sauce, and salt to taste. Now we'll start by making our putu pop. And when we were overdoing our cooking demonstration, I learned that when I made the Timbuktu stew, I had putu. And they told me, Cinda, over in South Africa, you do not use yellow cornmeal. You use white cornmeal. So I have it straight for the putu pop. It is white cornmeal.
And that's actually the pop part. They call it pop when it's just plain like that. We brought some for you right over here, a bag that this was actually from South Africa. And they called it special maize meal.
Yeah.
And,
and see, I grew up eating what we called cornmeal mush, and then in Italy, I love polenta, and so this is their version, and I love it. So.
And I loved hearing from the people when we were doing the cooking programs because they were so good about telling us what they liked and what they didn't like about our cooking programs, because there are some things they said was we have here in the States that they don't have there, and it really gave us more of an awareness of the differences.
Right, right.
You know.
Okay, we're going to start. We have the water boiling, and make sure you have your water boiling, and I'll add the 2 teaspoons of salt. Then we'll add the cream corn.
Okay.
And I like to add the cream corn because it gives it flavor. And then make sure, and I'm going to use a whisk, but make sure that you stir, and you're going to have to stir gently.
Do you want me to pour in
But as
slowly?
you're pouring, yeah, you want to pour it slowly because you want to, otherwise you'll get lumps. And this will cook up fast. It'll thicken fast. And you'll want to cook it until it's thick.
Are you still stirring?
And also I want to add the margarine in here before I get any more of that. Let me add some margarine. This adds some flavor.
Margarine.
Soy margarine. That'll add some flavor to it.
Okay. You ready for more?
Keep. Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
too much?
no, just make sure you get it in.
Well, I'm working on it. You thought I spilled it on the stove now, didn't you?
I tell you what, I was watching you.
It's in the pot.
You're doing a good job over there.
See, it's raining cornmeal.
Is that good? Steady stream here?
That's perfect. I tell you
Whoa.
what, you know, the next time I make it at home, I'm going to make sure I
call
call
me up?
you.
All right. And you know what? I'd come, too.
See how this is getting thick fast?
I love it when you call me for meals. She'd call me up. I only live like almost across the street from her. And Cindy will call me up and say, oh, sis, I'm making a big stew for dinner. You want to come for supper? So Tim and I will go hurry on over there. Ooh,
See how thick that's getting?
Wow, that is getting thick. You want the rest of it?
And you don't have to worry about
yes.
not having enough because Cinda makes a big pot.
Yes.
Of course, I think most of us
But you know what?
do.
Ow! You know what? My husband.
Whoa.
It's spitting at us. Oh, you need to turn it down now.
Okay, let me see.
And watch out for that. You know, actually, I'm glad that happened because you really do need to watch that with this.
Okay, I turned it way down.
And see how thick that got? Okay, so that's done. Now, what I want you to do is
turn it off?
Get a vegetable cooking spray. Yes, you can turn it off.
Dum-da-dum-da-dum-da-dum.
See how thick that was? Now, I actually love to eat it just like this. I put it in a bowl and eat it just like this. I love it. But for our casserole, it's going to be kind of like a lasagna. Spray the bottom of that.
Okay, just the bottom?
Right. And then I'm going to have you, while we're going to be making the filling, I'm going to have you take half of it
and put
it in the bottom of that and just spread it in the bottom of that.
I'll work on it now.
All right. Say, while she's doing that, we'll start on our vegetables. And if you could turn this burner on for me, sis.
I got it.
And put some water in. This is our 2 cups of water.
Okay.
And then we're going to add the 2 tablespoons of McKay's vegetarian. This is a vegan chicken.
Could they use any style?
You could use any kind of vegetarian, vegan, chicken style seasoning. I like the flavor of it. And if you don't have that, then just use an all-purpose vegetable seasoning. And add your onion. And you can add, and of course you know me, I'm gonna like this onion to be cooked until clear. So I always add the onion first, cook it for just a little bit, and I'm gonna put just a sprinkle of salt in, just a little bit. And then you'll want to go ahead and put in, I actually put in the vegetables that cook the fastest. I add those the last because you don't want real mushy vegetables. You want them to be like a tender crunchy, you know, not
That's a good term for it, tender crunchy.
Right.
That's good.
So that's why I'm going to add my sweet potatoes. I love the taste of sweet potatoes, and actually sometimes I will add sweet potatoes and squash.
And in South Africa, I noticed there's a lot of sweet potatoes on the menus and the butternut squash as well.
Oh, and also I wanted to show you, this is a zucchini, but over there, this is the only thing I remember, ladies, and I'm really sorry, but they called this a baby marrow. And then this was the yellow squash. And so we'll go ahead and add that. Now what you'll want to do is let this, you want to let these cook until they're tender. Tender crunchy, because you don't want mushy.
Right.
And tender crunchy, and then what we'll do is we'll take this, sis, if you can stir that while I'm doing, we'll take this and we'll put half of the, and you can use your favorite spaghetti sauce, and we'll put half the spaghetti sauce on. I'll tell you what, you definitely need 2 sisters when you're doing this. And we'll just spread that over here. And then what you'll do is you'll take these vegetables and they'll cook down because when they get crunchy tender, it will cook down. It won't be the volume that you see here. And you put that on top of this, then add the rest of the sauce, and then top it off with the rest of the putu pop. And then you'll put it in the oven at 375 degrees for about 30 minutes until it's real bubbly and hot.
It's going to look just like that.
And we'll show you the finished product.
Isn't that beautiful?
And what it's going to look like. And it is really good.
And Cinda's even garnished it with some tomatoes
and
celery leaves.
Well, next I have my sweet potato fritters, and let me read the recipe for you. You will need 3 medium sweet potatoes, 2/3 cup of flour, 1/3 cup of cornstarch, salt to taste, and 1 teaspoon of sugar. Now, sweet potatoes are very popular in South Africa, and guess what? The Micheff sisters love them too.
Absolutely.
And this is so easy. I actually, this is from what someone there told me how to make, and they used eggs in theirs, and I took the eggs out, and you guys, you don't even know it. So this is just grated sweet potatoes, and I took them raw, and this is a special tool I have to julienne them, and look how cool this is. You just go down like this, and it looks like big pieces, right? And just be careful you don't
get your hand.
Get your hand, but look at that.
And then they just break apart.
Yep, look at that. Isn't that pretty? And this is, I actually got this tool at Walmart here, and it was very inexpensive. And then what you're going to do is boil water, and when the water comes to a boil, you turn it off, put in your grated sweet potatoes like this into the water, and let it set no more than 15 minutes. And then
so you
drain
turn your heat off as soon as you put it in.
Exactly. As soon as it comes to a boil, put your grated sweet potatoes in, let it just sit. Turn your heat off, sit there for just 15 minutes, drain it, and then it's going to look like this. And I have already mixed the flour and the cornstarch together, and you don't have to use it all. Depends on your potatoes. Some I notice shrink down more than others, so just judge it.
More moisture.
And it has more moisture. So you're only, I mixed cornstarch I use in place of egg whites, see? And so what I do is I just put a little mixture in there. Also, you want to just put a little salt, and I put a little bit of sugar in as well. But you don't have to. You can just... and then you're just going to mix that up. And sis, if you'll turn that on for me. And
the heat on this?
That's right. And then just keep mixing like this. And it's really, it is so fun. And what you can do is you can put it in the oven if you want to bake. You shape them into patties. and you can put them in the oven, or you can fry them on the stove. Now, let me be honest with you. I love things fried, and I don't eat it often fried because it's really not that healthy for us to eat things fried. So if you like it fried on the stove, use very little oil. Use it very sparingly, and if you use a nonstick skillet, you can do that. And then I just, actually not with the fork, I just do it with this because it kind of makes it smoother. And, well, try your fork, sis. And while that's frying, you're going to just fry that on each side, and then it's going to be, that's it. That's all you do. Or you can bake it in the oven, to put them on the skillet, bake it for like 375 until it's crispy on each side, and it's done.
But not put it on the skillet in the oven. You meant when you can either do it in the skillet or you can put it on a baking pan.
Put it on a baking sheet or put it in the oven and bake it. And either way, it's good for you, and it's absolutely delicious. And I really love sweet potatoes. But before I close this segment of the potatoes out, I just want to say a special thank you to the Transvaal Conference for the gifts you gave us as well. Yes. You might notice the special tablecloth here. Cinda actually collects tablecloths, and so that was especially for her. And then also some beautiful hand-beaded spoons for Sister Linda. And then I have a doll collection, and they gave me this doll, and it's absolutely beautiful. I loved it. Special thank you. I know my sisters want to join me in this, to Hanu.
Yes.
Well, we dearly love you, Hanu. Thank you for your patience to take 4 women shopping, because Sandy was with us.
That's right.
Do that was incredible.
And he was so fun to be with. And Danae came along, and she was so fun, too. We just had such an enjoyable time. We laughed and shopped.
That's right.
Well, you know, my sisters and I have authored 2 cookbooks, and we're going to show you how you can get these cookbooks.
If you have enjoyed the recipes that you have seen today and would like to purchase your own copy of Cooking with the Micheff Sisters or their new cookbook entitled Cooking Entrees with the Micheff Sisters, you can do so by writing to 3ABN Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896. That's 3ABN Post Office Box 220, West Frankfort, Illinois 62896, or call 1-800-752-3226. That's 1-800-752-3226, or visit 3abn.org and order online. That's 3abn.org. Call and place your order today.